Okay, so you...
Alright, I'm gonna be the slime.
Sean is gonna transform before our very eyes into a slime creature.
Alright. This is the acting role I've been waiting for.
Alright, so I want to hear some sound effects coming out of you.
Okay. Oh, you're gonna hear some sound effects.
Two grown men, just me and you. We sit and play at the table for two.
So I think I should gain a mark on my background, Val. My background is discover where I'm from.
Okay, sure.
I feel like that is a good... If that's okay with you.
Yeah.
So I have 2 full boxes now. The blood of your brother streams down Mila's blade. And she takes the blood and rubs her hand on it. Or her hand covered in the blood. I think she walks up to the iron pillar and rubs it across.
And now this iron pillar has effectively been activated.
That's 2 pillars that have been activated, right?
Yes. So because that now this has been activated, something comes out of it. A creature that we're gonna have to fight.
Okay, so instead of rolling on any tables, let's look over at our miniatures and decide which one we want to fight. Just like open up the toy bin. Alright, you're at the dentist's office, now you get to pick a toy out.
Cool!
Demogorgon?
I mean, I think slimes are cool.
Slimes are fun. I've been wanting to fight the slimes. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Okay. So now that we know we're fighting slimes, one of us has to become the slime to show the audience what it is.
Okay, alright, you do the sound effects, I'll do the description.
Yo, me to become...
Or do you want me to do the...
I'm okay with either.
You wanna roll for it?
Sure.
Alright, we're gonna roll D10. Highest gets to play the slime.
Okay.
Okay, so you...
Alright, I'm gonna be the slime.
Sean is gonna transform before our very eyes into a slime creature.
Alright. This is the acting role I've been waiting for.
Alright, so I want to hear some sound effects coming out of you.
Okay. Oh, you're gonna hear some sound effects.
As Mila rubs the blood of your brother across the iron pillar. The pillar begins to glow with black energy. And dark smoke begins to coagulate out of it. It begins covering the entire battlefield. And eventually coalescing into 3 distinct entities. 2 small slimes begin to form. Rolls of slime fat falling on top of one another. And 1 larger slime. Okay. You want to put that on your reel?
Let me have another go at that.
Okay, take 2. Jesus.
There we go. That was it.
Okay. I was gonna say I was a little worried after take 1.
I feel good about that now.
Okay, next time we do a creature, I'm doing the sounds.
Yeah.
All right, because we got something for your reel, but I need something to go on my reel.
Wipe the sweat from my brow after that one.
So now we have 3 slimes. Should we describe the slimes or does your...
I think they know what they look like. Also with the epic cinematic shots.
Like this one. No, we're just not going to cut to it.
We're going to cut back to me doing the sounds.
Oh, God. We were talking about doing actual shots where we turn into creatures, but now we've actually done it. We lost a few viewers from that one. We literally rolled to see who would get to become a slime.
Alright, so are we rolling into the fray?
We are fighting some slimes. Alright, so how difficult do you want this fight to be?
I don't know.
We're notoriously bad at combat.
Formidable, at least.
We
Is
could
that
go.
one?
No, we could go extreme.
How much is extreme?
That's half a box.
I really don't want to lose this battle.
What's the worst case scenario if we lose the battle?
Okay, we can do extreme. We can try it.
We're pushing our luck here a little bit. If we succeed, then we get big rewards. I would say we get something big.
Okay. All right.
Like
okay.
some significant progress
Hey,
on neutral.
that's fine. That's fine with me, boy.
So it's going to be defeat slimes. Okay, we are each going to roll to enter the fray. I think we're just facing off against your foe.
Yeah.
So that's going to be plus heart, a +2 for you. The weak hit.
Okay.
So you get to choose. You can either take +2 momentum or take the initiative.
I think I'm going to take the +2 momentum because I'm
Okay.
at 0 right now.
Okay.
So that puts me at 2 momentum.
Okay. When you enter the fray, when wielding your kin blade, add +1 and take +1 momentum on a hit.
Hey, okay.
Bada bing, bada boom. Okay, so for that, I actually get +2 momentum and I get to take the initiative. As you'll see your brother dead on the floor, I say, Cliff, I'm sorry, I didn't mean. I look down at the spear and it raises up again. And I am going to use Blade Bound. Alright, when you strike with your kin blade, you inflict savage harm. Decide before rolling, add +1 and inflict +2 harm on a hit, then endure stress.
Okay.
You got something to help me with that, right?
Yes.
Alright, so I am going to roll a strike with my spear. I have a +1 to it, and I have a general just +3. So I am doing a +4 to this. Bada bing, bada pow. That is going to be a strong hit. So okay, this is going to be a big boy hit here. You ready for this?
I'm ready.
Inflict +2 harm.
So,
Inflict +1 harm. So I'm inflicting +3 harm. I normally inflict 2 harm, so I'm inflicting 5 harm total.
so what is that, 2.5 boxes?
I throw it towards this one in the center. It shoots through him, and pieces of it shoot out and splatter across the ground, becoming acid as it does, and starts burning some of the stonework. I think the only reason I was able to throw my spear at these things, even though maybe my spear views them as allies, is just out of pure guilt.
My character at this point is a little bit paralyzed, as his brother has just died in front of him, and the flute slowly, that his brother dropped out of his pouch, slowly rolls towards him. It just like kind of stops at his foot. And he can't really do anything right now.
I'll yell out to you.
Cliff, I'm sorry, but I'm so sorry, but we have to do something. We can't stop.
Cliff doesn't know what to do until a hand lays on his shoulder, that of Brachus, suddenly behind him. And Brachus says,
You must be strong, Cliff. This is a pivotal point in your life and your relationship with Cal.
so like time kind of stops, you know, in the battle.
Yeah.
As Brachus is talking to Cliff. And he says,
You don't want to forgive him now, but you will. Trust me. But before you can, you have to make sure that he survives.
and I look into Brachus's eyes and suddenly understand. And time reaffirms itself. And I look back and see Brachus isn't even here. He's standing back. And I clutch the shield and the axe. And I just say,
Let's do this, Cal.
I think with that, I'm going to go ahead and endure stress here. Okay, so what do you got to help me here?
Loyalist. When your ally makes an endure stress move in your company, they add +1 and take a +1 momentum on a hit.
So I just took 2 spirit damage. So plus spirit or plus heart, it's the same. So I have a
So your spirit's at +2.
yeah. So I have a +3 total from your bonus. Now we're talking. Okay, on a strong hit. So just a +1 momentum first. So for -1 momentum in exchange for +1 spirit, or I can take +1 momentum. Do I want to get my spirit up a little bit? I think that might be a good move. My momentum is starting to build though.
You could keep building it.
What do you think? It's a bit of a risk though, because I don't have a lot of stuff over here. I think I'm gonna up the spirit a little bit. So I've lost 1 momentum to, so my momentum is at a +4 and my spirit is at a +3, and I gained the spirit from that.
So I'll try to clash with the slime, the big boy.
Okay.
Just try and run my axe through it as best I can.
That is going to be plus iron.
When you strike or clash, you may, in close quarters, you may suffer 1 momentum and inflict +1 harm on a hit. I will do that. So I'm suffering 1 momentum now and hoping that I'm hitting.
Okay.
And that's going to be
There
a
you
hit.
go.
I am inflicting a +1 harm, so that's going to be a 3 harm total because I have an axe.
Okay, so that is a strong hit first of all. So you get to choose one. You can either take +1 momentum or inflict +1 harm.
I'm going to inflict +1 harm.
So you're doing 4 harm total?
Yeah.
We're about to pop off on these guys.
Okay, so I also have shield bearer.
Okay.
Because I had my shield, I also get a +1 momentum on a strong hit when I clash in close quarters.
Okay, and you gained a strong hit on that, which means you now have initiative in the battle.
So just my axe goes through it and gets stuck in there and I have to pull it through.
Jesus. So, I have this slime over here is beginning to slither up towards me, leaving a... Thanks. Leaving a path of acid behind it. I think that puts me at a bit of a disadvantage here against that creature. I don't want to fight it in close quarters because I have a +0 to that. So I need to try to get away, I think. Okay, so I think I'm just going to try to vault over that wall and start kind of dashing over this way to get a better advantage on some of these slimes.
Okay.
So I'm going to face danger with, I think, edge for my speed and agility. So I'm rolling a +3 for this. Thank you.
Looks like a failure, boy. Looks like a failure.
On a miss, you fail and your progress is undermined by a dramatic and costly turn of events. Pay the price.
Maybe you attempt to vault over the wall and a tendril grabs onto your leg and he's slowly pulling you into it.
Jesus. I don't got a lot of health here. I can't be maimed again.
I'm trying to get your other eye.
Oh god, alright.
Alright. I got the initiative, so I'm going to try and run over and lop off that pseudopod. That is going to be a strike, Jimmy. Should I suffer the -1 momentum, take +1 harm?
Might be a good idea. It's up to you.
You know, I think we got enough harm. I'm not going to do it.
Okay, sweet. So that's a strong hit. Inflict +1 harm.
Okay. So
3 harm?
Yeah. So I run up and lop off the pseudopod and it raggles the individual one that got cut off. It's like, Jesus. But you're free. It writhes in pain.
I see the light.
What the? So it just dodged from having its pseudopod cut off? Yeah.
Alright. It slops into a puddle and begins burning through the floor, I think, making a little hole there.
Subscribe so you don't miss a single step of our adventure.
I am in a rough spot. I think we gotta save Brachus. Brachus is in a little bit of danger over there. Well, I'm gonna stand up, and I think I'm gonna attempt to throw my spear at this slime here. Maybe try to pin it to the wall to try to help Brachus get away.
Okay.
So for me, that's gonna be a clash. And I only got a +3 to this. Here we go. Okay, so that is
Weak hit.
just barely a weak hit. Not a strong hit, but a weak hit. If I had used my blade bound ability, I would've. So on a weak hit, inflict your harm, but then pay the price. Your foe has initiative. Okay, so I'm inflicting 2 harm here. So I throw my spear across the room. It's heading right for Brachus. And he gets wide-eyed, but it goes straight over his shoulder to the slime behind him. The slime, it goes through and pins it to the wall. And it tries to break off and begin forming itself again to start heading back over towards Brachus. But as it does so, the spear emanates some kind of shadowy energy, and it can't move forward. Instead, it just explodes. Pieces of it go flying.
Alright, I guess I should have acted it out as you did it.
And Brachus just looks at me.
Okay, so I start running up towards the big one. And one of its pseudopods stretches out and attaches itself to my leg and brings me up, and I'm like flying by its pseudopod. And as I'm flying, I'm trying to cut at it. So
We could do a combo move here.
Okay, I'm open to it.
If I want to try to secure an advantage for you. I don't know if you can do that while you have initiative, but I say let's do it.
Okay, sure.
Just F it, and the rules might be incorrect, but we're doing it because I want to. So I'm going to attempt to throw my spear through the tendril and cut it off, so you can fall right into the creature.
Okay.
So I'm rolling plus edge, so I have a +3 to this. Please give me something good. It worked. Weak hit. I had a +3 to that. So I can take... Your advantage is short-lived. Take +1 momentum.
Well, I will use your +1 momentum to do Sunderer and suffer 1 momentum. So if I hit, I do an extra point of harm.
Okay, I like to hear it.
Let's do this! Yeah, baby.
That's what I'd like to see. Is that a strong hit? So you're inflicting 2 plus 1 from Sunderer, right?
Yes.
And then +1 from this, so 4 total. That's going to be 2 boxes. I throw my spear. It expertly cuts the tendril that's holding you and waving you above it. And as it does so, you begin falling. You take this as an opportunity to raise your axe above you as you're falling towards it, and you slam it down into the top of this creature.
I throw my shield down on its head and land on the shield and start surfing down it.
Oh, Jesus.
And as I'm surfing behind me, I throw my... And it's just cutting down as I'm surfing down.
So you cut it down, like basically right down the middle as you're coming down it, and it's split. It's got a wedge taken out of it, kind of like your cheese whiz.
Yeah.
I think that maybe gives you an opportunity to head inside of it and destroy it from the inside.
Okay. Sure. Why not?
Okay, so this one's all you. So we have a 9.
Got 1 9.
So a weak hit. On a weak hit, the foe is no longer in the fight. They are killed, out of action, flee, or surrender as appropriate to the situation and your intent. You must choose one. These are all good, great options.
What are you thinking?
Okay, so we could do a new danger or foe appears, or existing dangers worsen. Maybe Mila pops off a little bit. Or we could do something of value is lost or broken. Your flute.
Well, I just got the flute.
Or we could do you are marked for vengeance. Mila marks us.
I like that.
As enemies. Okay, so first of all, let's mark some progress on neutralize Mila.
Yes.
Now I said, when we did this combat, that it was going to be hard for us. I said we would get extra bonuses. So I said we mark 2 progress.
Okay, sure.
As you slide down it, and your axe pulls out of it, you see it's got a giant wedge in it, and you stand up triumphant, taking the shield into your hand, your axe in the other hand, and you slowly walk towards it, into the center of the creature, and it closes around you.
Oh, Jesus.
And we hear the burning of acid, and we see the melting of the floor beneath the creature. And for a moment, I think, have I lost Cliff too? But suddenly from inside, the creature bursts. Its pieces go flying, and in its center is you, standing on a mound of slime. I think you should still maybe gain a milestone
Okay.
for your background val, just because this was so heroic of you.
Yeah, okay.
So 1 box for your background val. So Mila is going to mark us for vengeance. She walks up, seeing you standing on the mound of slime. I've trained you well, Cliff. But will you follow my teachings? Together, you and I can unite the pillars.
I hop off of the slime
The cost is too high.
as I look at my brother.
We will fight whatever creature this is, but without this dark power. We'll do it ourselves. We'll train, we'll be strong enough if we band together.
And who will lead us? You and your friend? You two may have a bond, but you are innately broken. You could never lead a fight against this creature. No one could. We are weak. You are weak. Your friend is weak, and so am I. Do what you wish. But I will unite the pillars. She walks up to your brother laying on the ground. and runs her hand along the wound in his neck. Gets more blood on her hand. And she kind of making direct eye contact with you as she does it, kind of almost taunting you, telling you that your way won't work. It's almost hypocritical of her, but because clearly her way led to the death of your brother. With the blood now on her hand, she walks over to the iron pillar once more and spreads it across it. And more shadowy energy comes from the pillar and forms into a small winged beast, a wyvern. She gets atop it, one more look back to us, and then the creature flaps its wings and breaks through the stone wall of this building. And she flies off, leaving just us, Baracus, and the body of your brother. Okay.
Okay.
That's the
Jesus
creature we're going to be fighting.
God.